though we had yet another neck-and-neck halftime, it was going to be EDG who slowly peeled away in the end and managed to pick up Team Liquid's map pick of Split, a map that they are very much known for, that they are very good at, and yet EDG Kukuka found a way to pick them apart piece by piece, and it was quite impressive to watch.
I feel like everybody took a little bit more of the responsibilities that they had. They were talking about how good their attack side was going to be. Well, the defense was all on adapt to what Liquid wanted to do. We were talking about the kind of how hard it was going to be for them to actually have those executes, to be explosive onto them, and just by separating them, they got so many rounds.
Yeah, they certainly did. It was quite impressive, and also one of the big reasons why as well, we were starting to see certain players come online that we needed to see. This takes us to our Verizon high-speed moment for Concon round 3. I think you know the one we're talking about, but Doug, you needed to see Concon have this moment. He did. The casters were looking for it. We were looking for it. The fans were looking for it. And now it feels like Concon's back in his comfort place.
Yeah, my man's delivered it, and he delivered on it in a situation we didn't necessarily expect. We thought this would be him doing that on Haven, on Jet, but for him to be on Raze, finding value like that and finding value early. It's also important to note, Smoggy was struggling at the beginning of that first half. He was not popping off the way we expected him to on the Jet, so for Concon to be the one to fill that space was so pivotal.
It definitely did not feel, we were watching the attack and being so used to seeing the double duelists in our respective regions, seeing the way that they were implementing it, it looked like Smoggy was trying to do something that he was never achieving, and it was then Concon just playing the duelist and getting the impact that we know him for.
Yeah, and then of course, but you got to give the flowers to Smoggy there, right? Like, he stepped up when they needed
the
needed
second
the
half
role.
was beautiful.
The second half, I think these stats as well, like, you know, they're solid, but the second half really is when Smoggy started to find that success, Kukuka.
Yes.
And it just goes to show the weapons that Edward Gaming have on this team.
It's the importance of not stopping, not giving up, and actually learning. If you're not finding the value here, it doesn't matter. You'll find it somewhere else. And this is very important because now we are going to be heading on to Lotus. The casters were mentioning, you know, it's been obviously a long time. It's also a map that they were dodging, but it's also a map where they were playing the double duelist without a double controller, something that in our regions is unspoken of.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that's going to be really important, assuming they go back to that double duelist comp, because as we mentioned, Smoggy started to pick back up, Concon was doing Concon things. I actually want to talk about Chichu, because Chichu had multiple multi-kills on Split that were saving them rounds, and for him, given the fact that much like Split, we haven't seen them play Lotus since, what was April, like April week 2 or something like that, we need him, or EDG needs him to deliver in the same way that he did on Split.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And for context as well, I mean, we don't know what we're going to get when we see this composition, because we have not seen, just like with Split, as you said, it just hasn't been a thing, right? They haven't been challenged on this map now. But here it is, do or die. You have an opportunity to take out Team Liquid, the EMEA champs, here and now. But you got to do it on a map that no one has seen you play in a while, Kukuka.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also a map that I think Team Liquid has found some comfort in. At the beginning of the season, they were running this Neon comp, but they moved away from it after a disaster against a Fnatic, something that they learned, okay, we do play a lot of Odin in our region. It's something that we thoroughly enjoy. But I think that they realized that the way that they interpreted the map and the way that they wanted to put the pressure on some points was not with the Neon, that the race was going to look better, the utility was, you know, just better for them. I am a big fan of the Neon here. What I'm looking forward to here is Redgar and the Operator with the Omen. It is something that he did time and time again during playoffs, and I still to this day have nightmares because we have seen this man TP into weird positions. He does it all the time. I can understand that it's creating some kind of trauma into our casters, but we're in EMEA, we're so used to it at this point.
I believe the overly eloquent Josh referred to it as like a soup kitchen level of feeding. And that's what it was. And that was, I mean, we were watching and we're like, that's vintage Redgar.
Yeah.
That's the Redgar we were expecting and loving.
Oh man, I was losing my mind when I saw that. That's like a play that I would have made, you know. So, but you know what, Redgar, I love that you go for it, buddy. Don't fly, okay? Spread your wings and fly like a peacock, okay, buddy? Believe in yourself. In any case, though, we're gonna be getting ready for the Prime Gaming Agent Select here in a moment, and then we're gonna see what we get from EDG on Lotus. All eyes are certainly gonna be on the right side of the screen. That being said, though, you know, I feel like for Team Liquid, they knew that they were going to be dealing with this fast-paced, in-your-face gameplay, but I got to give them credit for slowing the game down and forcing EDG to really play a bit more methodical at times as well.
Yeah, totally. Maybe they just have to repeat the same things that they were doing on Haven. At the end of the day, we're going back to these maps with 3 bomb sites. I do think that Lotus is Haven but improved because you can actually rotate through mid. Like the rotation's not that long. You can actually work it a little bit better. But at the end of the day, you're just going to that same idea of you have a lot of ground to cover. How are you going to do it and how are you going to stop those things?
All right, and there's the Prime Gaming Agents.
Okay,
We're
so
It's not only that, they move away from the Killjoy to bring in the Cypher.
I don't
Wait,
know
is
if
it
I
the
like
split
this.
comp?
So
Did they think
to be clear, I mean,
this is Team Liquid's combo on split, isn't it?
I do think you can find value with Cypher on Lotus. I don't think it's outrageous, but it's incredibly difficult. And I think generally speaking, a KJ is an easier pick.
But
Yeah, no
the thing is
Viper
also nobody moves away from the bridge, so that stopping power, it's not there. But obviously you need some kind of way to gather that information, so maybe that's where you go for the Sky
And
Soul
also
initiative.
Smoggy and Concon flipping again. This is going to be quite interesting, but you know what? We'll see
Save us.
how this is all going to play out. A lot of questions are going to be answered going into this Map 3. Brent, Sideshow, I know I usually don't do questions for throws, but what do you think of the composition?
I'm so glad you asked. I'm going to be real with you. I'm so glad you asked because I'm hearing a lot of doubt on the desk. And let me tell you, this Cypher,
You gonna sell me?
it has legs, man.
Okay.
It has legs, I'm telling you. Not just from the hat when he throws it on the bodies and goes, scurries about. I'm telling you, it's got legs. HyperX run the same thing.
Yeah.
And normally, I think solo controller comps quite troll on Lotus. Really does. You kind of get exploited quite heavily if you're running that. But the Cypher, the way teams like HyperX run it, for example, take a lot of more liberties when it comes to lurk timings. And they use the cages a lot as well to try and offset the lack of having that secondary smoker by using it to cut off crosses with the cages.
Yeah.
It does have a semblance of thought behind it, and I do quite like it because normally the Killjoy players on the attack side, they are very limited to their utility. They're locked down. They can't take as much freedom.
I agree with you. I've been watching some HyperX, and I like the way that Forsaken plays the Cypher on that map. At least I believe it's Forsaken. They change around their rules so often. But we'll have to watch because Shishu's got one cage here that he needs to use for map control at some point, whether that be mid-round or late round. EDG are just going to pressure towards B to start with, back things up, and they've kind of got double lurks here. The Jet's a lurk with Cloudburst to be able to cross. The Cypher's going to potentially be a lurk with cages to cross. This is how they're going to mitigate the lack of the Viper walls, is by having the Cloudburst and the cages to do something somewhat similar. So it looks like they're going to cage in that position that they've just pinged, yeah. Cuts off info.
And a swarm snake bite towards the back. The util expended. 50 seconds remaining.
They've dragged Team Liquid over towards C and B. Kang potentially could start to make some more moves on this side of the map.
Door starting to open. Kang, how do you want to play this?
They've got that duelist so far away from each other. Absolute opposite sides of the map.
Still with the
30
dash,
seconds left.
looking in. There's 30 seconds left in this round. He hears the footsteps, and there we go. Strikes back, dash to disengage with the rest of his team now pushing forwards. They have the A site in theory, and they've still got that backstab of Smoggy, but Smoggy does need to get a move on. There's a flood attempt in here. Nade a little bit too deep. By taking, nobody actually pushes forwards to avoid this. Dropping down. Here's the fire. Shots rattle off with the ghost, and Safe who wins this one, and still cleared up top.
Smoggy, mate.
Yeah, got to get a jog on, but he's making all sorts of noise. No, not spotted still. Waiting it out. It's up to his team to try and hold on, and Haodong wins the first line of it. Still Sokas claiming that one kill. Is grouped up now, finally rejoined with Smoggy, going down just from the peppering of the bullets. The pistol's doing so much work here, sticking onto the defuse. Sokas, happy as anything. So the pistol round for Team Liquid. A little bit all over the place once more, but par for the course.
Well, I really like the way that EDG played that in terms of, you know, they're actually fighting early round for map control. They instantly took a portion of the map, which is something that's been very much lacking on their defaults for the first couple on Haven and Split. Unfortunately, I think their big mistake was just leaving Smoggy way too far away from the play, because Team Liquid went for a faster retake, and he had no impact. I mean, he just came back in and took a ghost shot and died. Liquid, though, were left scrambling in the mid-round as to where EDG were going, and I think those lurks could find them some decent value. It's something definitely that Team Liquid are going to have to adapt to. lot of these agents, a lot of these players on EDG are going to be empowered to play quite individually and find their own timings.
Careful.
But what they can't afford are these incredibly slow rounds where they just sit passive. Lotus almost forces you to take map control on the attack, though.
Yeah. Orbs just being vacuumed up. First one gone in mid. Sight set on this one here with the wall up. Hello. Bit of a breather in the moment.
So who are they giving the orbs to?
Looks like nobody, so...
Somebody must have.
Okay, you're just... I can't with this guy.
Well,
can't with this guy. He's gritted.
No.
Look over, he's just smiling at himself.
No, nobody gets another on board. And Kankang's gone for the same kind of push he went again up through stairs. How's he winning a duel against Safe with the classic?
Well, still Chichu and Kang. Have to try and do it. 30 seconds though, they are just being picked to pieces.
Okay. Team Liquid look like they want to be fast around the map, similar to their split defense, where they were very happy to just stack players based on information that EDG are giving them. Kang is going to pull out the operator instantly in round 3.
Oh my god. I mean...
Saving for it.
Yeah. Well, all the money expended.
And EDG, they've been liking to play these slow rounds, so I think that makes some level of sense. It's going to kind of stop him from being as quick on his A lurks, though. Then again, I think
value he gets though.
I think he's conditioned Liquid to be aware of those fast lurks already. First couple of rounds, he's been pushing stairs every time, both times.
Sokas was jiggling the corner with the horn. Lay it down. He's automatically backing away. It's a deep play towards B main. They've completely given up A.
Yeah. This is pretty standard, though, for Team Liquid. They're going to have Sokas. Sokas is given a lot of responsibility on this defense. His job is to try and gather information over towards A and then call for the rotates. Team Liquid like to play retake A ton, but they've improved at this map dramatically since starting to pull out this composition. And here we go. Double push. This is how they gain map control that isn't just on the site.
They can get past his trips. They have a TP, but I think Redgar wants to use it just in case. Just holding for it. Pushed up. Behind the box. They got to hit his footsteps. Yeah, there it is. Fake strikes. Redgar returns with a fire, watching both angles. Great idea to throw in the mix. 5 players left standing. Satchel close. Inside. That's going to be the boombot also triggering onto Nats here. Soulcast towards the back of the site. Does get his one.
He's done his job there, to be honest. A 4v2 should be winnable for Team Liquid. EDG don't know which areas of the map are safe. Could be players coming from the breakable door, could be flanking them from A long.
And how do you play this?
Someone's got to go huge.
Dong. Tucked close, hoping that somebody will just walk right into his sight line. Smoke cuts across. Time is going to start to tick here to make sure that the flank is entirely cleared out. There's the boombot. Satchel trying to take a good fight through the smoke now. This one's going to be fading. Satchel double face. Howdong's there. Reactions. 3 in a round for him. 48 health. Running it down. Redgar. He's going to be feeling this time pressure, isn't he? But sticks it all the way to half. Does not win it out for his team. That is EDG. They salvage it, pick up the pieces of whatever was left in that round, and they win it out with such a huge player disadvantage.
Incredible performance from Howdong. Where's he pulled that out from? The double up on the smoke was a great idea from both of these players. But for him to instantly flick up and get this kill at the top of ropes, the reaction onto Yampi is sublime and wins it for the team, really. Was it Safe that was baiting Howdong earlier? Threw out a little, how you doing, Howdong? I think he's doing all right now.
He's feeling good about that performance.
Nats has picked up an Odin. Team Liquid pressuring A early to get Redgar posted up on top of rubble, hoping EDG would react into a C hit where Nats can spam the spike plant. So many different angles where the Odin's good on this map. It's something that Fnatic have really driven home within EMEA, and you're seeing other teams copy it, like Liquid. Dealing with Redgar here, though, is EDG's game plan. They probably need the Trailblazer for this.
This one down. They have been clearing it with the dog. This time pushing up with Kang. Has to use the dash. Paranoia. Oh, that's just disrespect by Kang.
Yeah. Redgar also bouncing around like Tiger, managing to land that shot.
It's a Prowler. Just on the offside of it. Here's another paranoia. Redgar stands his ground. Nade comes in a little bit later, forces him out wide into the angle here. Fire's raining down, yet still he brings down Howdong. That's actually quite nice from him. So, left up to it. Seeker's looked his way through. Satchel down, one of them chasing as well. A couple of the players here to be, if they want to try and pivot into this, there's 3 players stacked up from Liquid. They should be ready to receive this. And there it is. Angles there from Yampi. On high from the heaven position. He's already taken care of the 2 players at the extremity. Chichu, just the Guardian. A little bit too much to overcome.
Yampi's barking into the mic at the end. You can see Solcast chuckling about it too. It's Yampi that closes the round, but it's Redgar that does more than he's expected to. Team Liquid are expected to be able to contain this B pivot when it happens. They have 3 players there. Just so happens Yampi is the player, first line of defense that ends up collecting them all. But Redgar being able to kill Kankan and then...
Let's go! Shake, bake, and light!
I love having Liquid on the stage. Yeah, Redgar being able to get 2 from that position, though, is a game changer. He was doing it in the finals against Fnatic, too. On this map as well, which was, I believe, the only map in which Team Liquid ended up losing in that grand finals in the EMEA. And even that, a very close one.
Yeah. Positions pushed back. And it usually feels like the attackers as well should be quite favored. I mean, you wait out the early dump of utility at the beginning that Team Liquid used to get Redgar in that spot, in that position. But beyond that as well, he's alone. Quite easy. He is alone. Like, it should be in theory quite nice to, or quite easy to pick him off there. But the fact that he gets just 2 is insane. Just a little bit disjointed there from EDG. I mean, Kankan was taking a peek out of his smoke alone.
Absolutely. It was the paranoia that broke them up. And while the rest of Edward Gaming decided to back off, Kankan went forwards. That can be the issue, let's say, with having a player that's that confident and aggressive. Now, talk about confidence. He's brought down to 200 here to get full armor because they know that they can play for the Blade Storm. So he's looking to try and get like a hero Blade Storm online this round.
Just needs an available orb.
Which it's going to be this one.
Oh, is it? Map's made out of paper. That skips it up though. He realized that it wasn't being played for his knives. All the way into mid, gliding across. There's an alarm board. What is that?
Wow.
Dash forwards, right click to the face. Yampi, he's no more. He's handed over a rifle. There's a peak timing. Clean movement. Satchel pushing him back, setting it up. It's not a favorable fight for him, but they do back away evenly. Save's still alive though.
Seems like a good time for a Kankan round.
Yeah, why not? Pull one out when your team needs it. Still don't have control of heaven, as I was saying prior. Door's not broken though. Limits the amount of places that somebody could come from, so. That's just really scared that somebody could have been pushed inside of the zone smoke, and yeah, well, he's fearful of, man. Lurks on lurks with the timings.
Almost the exact same situation as the first Thrifty round that they won on Haven so long ago in map 1. Setting Kankan up with a Blade Storm, he dives in deep, dashes onto somebody, and wins the round by finding a timing that his opponents are just not expecting. Yampi's crosshair placement there is never set up.
One enemy remaining.
Nasty round. Need chances like that to try and bring it even. Only trailing the 1 round, but we are in map 3. We've gone the distance here in one of our opening matches of the playoffs, top 8.
Blinding.
There's a lot on the line. EDG, imagine how good they feel. I mean, they've achieved their goals prior. First win for China, make the playoffs as well, but imagine a win over EMEA's first. Kankan. Feeling empowered, feeling fired up. Whoa, okay.
He's completely alone here, just taking duels.
It's an aim labs routine. It's an aim labs routine. Here's a lesson on how to clear your corners. Holding close, but not messing around. All the way straight back into the side as well. Cypher holds for him. Give him the ace. Why not? It was a half-by round, and there you go. Okay, stand up, take a bow. Applaud yourself. The people love you.
I mean, if there's a sign that Kankan's feeling confident and EDG feel like they have a chance to win this, that was it. It's not going to go in his all-time greatest ace collection, but that's okay because he's going to get more deeper in the tournament, it feels. Easy to shrug that one off, though, for Liquid. And they're happy to engage in a bit of the showmanship element.
I love it.
So here's Chishu picking up an Odin of his own as Team Liquid try and fight for rubble control. They've got Redgar in a somewhat similar position, but not boosted on the high ground. What is Shishu's plan to get value out of this Odin? Usually you would see people spamming it from A lobby at the start of the round to stop Liquid from getting over there.
I think it might be counter spam.
This one looks like it's counter spam into the pit, I think. They're expecting Nats to pit C main.
Nats is low. Oh, he's really low. Just trying to vacate. He's got help from the rest of his team here still. It's there. Kang, let's out the knives. Boombot, right click. It's all over the place, man. Everything's being used, and he is hiding.
Nats is in this
Stationary inside the orb, but EDG are running over these players. No one can anchor it. Damage being done still, so Gas almost hitting the spray down. Crosser placement just slightly off. Can't claim the other kill. It's up to Redgar.
And it's a split situation again. I don't think Redgar's got any chance of being able to win this, and he should be saving, I think. A hero rifle in the next round would be very important for Team Liquid to keep online. He might go for it anyway, because it looks like he's heading over here, but I just don't think it's the right move. There's no real reason to even try suppressing the EDG economy, because it's booming.
They got almost like 8K, 7K each.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's
the
done.
money is rolling.
And that's off the back of the Thrifty that Kang wins. It just flips that economic momentum drastically. Take a look at this, though. You can see how aware they are of the different plays that Team Liquid can go for. I thought Nats was going to be the playmaker in this round. I love the way that he plays Viper on this map. He throws his orb in an unconventional spot. Haven't seen too many teams running it. It's right on that default kind of corner plant position. And it's such a great spot. You can sometimes try and play inside of it. You can use it to block sightlines to get out. You can actually play somebody in from Waterfall to backstab a C hit. And of course, Nats with his ult, again, might have been a game changer there, but perhaps just getting a little overwhelmed. Certainly that was a more explosive site exec than we've seen from EDG in a long time.
Yeah. It's a good time to change that pace. Because we've had 2 maps as well that at points, I think it'd just be putting people to sleep. Which is bizarre to say with the caliber of teams that we've got, but here we go. In the beginning, we're getting a half buy here for Team Liquid. The money is not exactly good. It's Redgar's held onto the rifle as well that was saved. He's pushed up towards Mound.
I would have liked to see him drop that over to Safe, but I do suppose that Safe has a showstopper. So you've got threats on either side of the map potentially here.
TP across. Main just being cleared out.
Makes sense that EDG would want to play this round slowly. You're anticipating some kind of trap or aggression from Liquid. It's their only real way of being able to win this round.
It's interesting that they've handed over the spike to nobody. Yeah, I thought Howdon was going to be holding on to it and was going to TP for a bit of a pivot, but
I think a great game plan in this round would be for nobody to just rip the Seekers at about 45 seconds and follow wherever the Seekers don't go. Right? That way you avoid the stack. Rip it in a spot, break the breakable door.
Here we go. 40
and
seconds.
Head to B.
Doors open. Yeah, which direction do you choose to go into? Straight up close. Here's a lockdown. It's going to be used to try and again, put a stop to the tomfoolery. It will clear out a lot of the B side. They're sticking the plant.
Yeah, and still get out, because nobody was that quick.
Yeah, not going to be detained here, but flooding right back in. It's Team Liquid as well. This flank that's occurring here, sticking it down, dashing forwards! They're defusing! It's just being stuck. There's nothing to stop it. It's all over the place, Josh.
What is this round?
Chaos!
The diffuse stuck all throughout the middle of that. The pit goes up as well. And just, what am I watching?
I need like 0.25 on the final moments of there, please.
So let's break that down a little bit. Yampi uses lockdown, which allows the whole of Liquid to get into B, and they instantly get onto the diffuse. You're looking at EDG like, okay, who has the post-plant utility? But there's no nanoswarms here. The nade has already been used from Smoggy, so they just need to spam it. And the spam wasn't coming through from B main. There's a pit in their face.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Liquid steal it away.
It's like a Valorant trailer. It's just, there's so much going on at once. Ult's ripped off, whatever. 4-4. What a time to do it. Gotta be feeling good about that one if you are Liquid. So, see how this one plays out once more. The Orb is a bit of a nuisance here. Kang. Hoping to take the op angle. Will he be granted any sort of kill? Yes, indeed. Jiggler movement just from Redguard there. And give Kang those opportunities, those chances, because he will take them. Cage missed there a little bit by Chichu. Too deep there, Kang. He's gone. That was from range with the Phantom. Yeah. Evened it up.
Puts a bit of a twist in the round. Smoggy's double blast pack showstopper should be able to clear so much space on this map. Nats is just holding the snake bite to stop it from getting too much value, but Smoggy doesn't even touch it.
Yeah, pathing towards it. They don't actually have a smoke towards the back of the site. Finally, it does go up. It's a little bit deep, though.
I like it from Smoggy. He holds onto that ult as long as possible to let HyperX get the plant down.
It's him playing again. Still 4 versus 4. It's planted for mound control.
And yet,
no one playing
on
mound.
site.
Yeah, they want to play on the site. Okay, it's going to come down to the gun duels. Wider face, wider swing by Safe. He's traded. Brought down, but they've already swarmed onto the site here. It's Liquid. To win out these gunfights, his gun duels. A flash repeat right through the cage. You just don't anticipate it.
Huge play. It's nobody that gets that trade kill onto Safe too. And then the flash just dismantles Team Liquid's excellent structured retake.
Watching that play out, it just feels so good for Team Liquid.
It definitely.
All together, flooding in, making sure that they hold the crossfires, winning the duels out. The trades are instantaneous, but
nobody had one shot at that.
Yeah. Goes for the pop flash play for your own cage.
This has knocked Team Liquid down onto an eco again. What a situation that EDG find themselves in.
Heavy presence. There's 3 players of Liquid playing close here. Only the Haunt that wasn't dealt with, so Redguard is going to play the forward angle here with a Bulldog.
Team Liquid have anticipated this pivot over towards C. Safe, Soulcast, there to meet them. Soulcast has no utility and only a Sheriff. So no opportunity for C's nade combos or anything like that that could apply pressure.
Bit of clearance now towards B. Yampi would love somebody to just walk through the choke point. A bit of a lure going, but instead, no, it's going over towards C. Or is it?
EDG do not like what they just saw. Yeah. That was too much defensive utility being thrown.
Almost instantly, right into Yampi, all according to plan, or is it still? Yeah, well, spotted out. Here's Soulcast though, Sheriff. Make anything else off this one, just the 1 kill, but Kang brought down is a good one. Here's an ult being used, Nightfall scattered through, a fight to be taken, flooding all the way in, grouped up entirely. Satchel over the top, Chichu spamming. It's an ult drop down as well. HyperX repositions back towards main. So the post-plan positioning is quite nice.
There.
Soulcast may be regretting using his ultimate there because this now doesn't really feel winnable. They needed to bank on following that fatal and instantly.
There's Smoggy with a clean up. And I mean, okay.
Chichu alive.
Yeah, he just pushes right through the wall as well to take the fight to them. So 6-4.
Excellent half so far by EDG, and they have the potential to make it even more powerful. Their slow game style is working perfectly for them here on Lotus. It is, by nature, a slightly slower map. You have to respect the defenders at the start, but then you're offered a lot of map control. And it just seems to suit HyperX very well. It's an unorthodox composition. Of course, if you only watch Masters Tokyo, you haven't seen HyperX pull it out just yet. And maybe they wouldn't with something not being here. But EDG is showing you how the double duelist can work. Liquid struggling to hold on, just being unfamiliar with their opponent in map 2, map 3 seems to really be an issue for them.
It's very brave by Safe. Really just trusting in the satchels to push them back, but of course he's going to be going down there. Fight taken, Soulcast, it's up to him to hold back this onslaught. Does well to just get the 2 and get out of his life as well, so. EDG, slow it down once more, reaching the minute point. 2 rounds left in this half, but see what they can get done here. Body for the ult.
Yeah, but the ult's not actually going to be great for them at this point because they've got no opportunities to pivot particularly.
Oh, here we go. Gives HyperX some info. Where could Yampi be? Bit of a bait and switch there. Horn into the back broken. You notice somebody's into tree and Soulcast is there. It's a wide swing double phase. They were trying to punish this op angle.
It didn't get anything.
Yeah, it didn't get anything at all. There was no kill traded. In fact, a bit of fear just creeping into it. It's now a 2 versus 2. Spike not picked up. 25 seconds. Howdong. He knows that one player is at least towards main. Has the smoke replenished, but he doesn't wait for it to blossom. Yampi takes a fight just before then.
But this is the #1 seed from EMEA fighting for survival right now in the match. Still in the upper bracket, of course. So not a disaster for them. But right now, EDG are pushing them. This is not like map 1, where it was a 13-9, but okay, Liquid felt like they were mostly in control. There was just some big hero plays, Thrifties coming out. Team Liquid have really got their hands full dealing with what EDG are throwing at them currently.
Here.
Is there really a chance that this Cinderella run is going to continue?
Yeah, another one in this tournament.
Another one today.
We've already got EG beating Loud. Can you have 2 princesses in the castle? I don't know. I mean, it's...
I think the rest of the squad will be looking at them as 2 ugly sisters.
Right, yeah.
Especially for Liquid and Loud.
Shadows traveling. Op online. Red car with the op. Kuku was mentioning it. Will we see it in play? Well, we do for the final round of the defensive half.
Get out of my way.
He will have his hands full though if he tries to take that duel against Kang. Knives brought up, bit of extra firepower.
I gotta say, I don't quite understand the theory behind the Redgar Rob, but it was doing work for them in some of their previous games. This time though, just being completely avoided.
I've got your trail.
Seeing as used. Dash is here for Kang. Forwards and with the right click, Yampi. Again, he meets his match, but it's an instantaneous workaround. Let's go on the beat. Killjoy's down, no more util to stop us. We have the site.
Spike planted.
And Kang goes pushing already, aggressive. Dynamic post plant here.
This is insane. He's doubled up. Both the Duelist players just playing up close here towards Heaven. Crouch peek, but you just give him a glimpse, a glimmer, the slightest of angles. Redgar does answer back, but nobody. He's just launching himself right into the smoke, jumping forwards. Redgar making plays wider, swing wider, face. It's all down to him, and he gets spammed. And so 75, that's where we find ourselves, Josh. I mean, what was map 1? 6-6. Map 2 was 6-6, I believe, when we reached this point. I mean, this is EDG with an edge, with an advantage against EMEA's #1 seed.
And so many of these rounds are Kang working things like this.
That's beautiful.
Nobody popped the Seekers from so far away that Yampi does not expect the Duelist to be pushed up like this. Kang woke up map 2 and he's kept it going.
Sitting at 17-9. That's what the scoreboard's looking like. I mean, that is an outrageous performance and a half.
Energy in the Team Liquid camp normally high, but I feel like some of it might just be nervous energy, a bit antsy currently.
Yeah, you're feeling pushed, you're feeling pulled, you're feeling really, truly tested here by China. It's Edward Gaming as well with a slight lead. Let's send it down to the desk to break it all down.
Oh boy. Well, I tell you, here's the thing. This game has really been the gift that keeps on giving because
Use your words carefully.
Yeah, I feel like you're setting up a bad joke already. I'm not excited.
But I will say this much though. It's gonna feel like that we're beating a dead horse, but we gotta have to talk about Kang again, man.
Well, it's because the horse keeps coming back to life.
Yeah,
It's
risen.
He continues to just take over, man. We saw it in their last round or the second to last round. I don't remember. He just makes a play by himself, right? He just plays at such an insane pace. It's ballistic. Little things like this. The fact that I believe it was round 5. He goes and gets his blades, goes aggressive, sets up the ace in the following round off of getting 3 kills in the previous round.
Some T-Eco.
And then he gets blades again, round 7. I mean, it's just so consistent.
We're loving it, we're enjoying it, and we have to see the comparison between him and Safe.
Ooh.
Exactly what you just said, Doug. It's not only in the numbers, of course, where kind of things are going looking insane. It's the fact that he can do it by himself. He doesn't even need the rest of the team setting him up. He can take on that responsibility and actually give that mid-round call just based on the aggressiveness. For example, the perfect round was the last one, where he just gets the kill onto Jumpy. No utility on B. Let's just go and plan. That's going to be easy for us.
I just like the fact that he is such a He's a player that literally just, he'll take initiative. You give him an inch, he takes 50 miles.
But I think it's more than that. I think the mechanics come into play too, because let's be perfectly honest. If any of us are playing Jet and we're standing in a smoke with blades and we just dash out to right-click somebody who's there, guess what?
Speak about yourself,
We're good.
okay?
Sorry, you're right. Bio would hit it. GB, we would miss.
We would miss it.
He
every
does
time.
not.
This kid is out of this world, but how does Team Liquid turn this around?
I mean, I think they can, especially now that we're moving on to the second half. Let's see how that double duelist can transform in the defense.
Well, you heard from Kukuka. We'll see how this is going to play out and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
I was taking a glimpse and a glimmer as well of those coach cams, and you know, Emil's all smiles as well coming into this. Despite the 2-round deficit that's currently leading, it is worth pointing out, Lotus does trend attack-sided, so I think Liquid are feeling confident that they can rally back.
Yeah, with a pistol under their belt, anything is possible. Team Liquid themselves trend attack-sided on this map too. It's not just about Lotus.
Prowler's good for that. Make sure to take out some of these strips in the fight, taken towards the back, nobody. Not shying away.
Get safe
To the
rolling.
corner. Nate's doing a bit of damage, but that is a weird way to peek that. Solcast all the way through, this way, that way, Safe is here. All the way in the air with the right clicks, Kankan brings down Safe. The dash is there still. They've completely given up an idea of a post-plant setup as well. Nobody's really playing this one. Gliding past with the frenzy. Just spamming away. Util has been pulled out, but everybody's playing through main as a reflank attempt as well. Redgar is in that connector, pushing forwards. Chips in the knife, Rudy smokes. Redgar is spotted out, and Howdong's left to just 47 health. The paranoia makes his life a misery. How do you play this? No chance in hell, not with that crossfire setup that they had. So Liquid getting a pistol, Josh. It's an important one, and it could set them on a bit of a lead.
The desk were asking Safe to step up, and on the attack side, that's really where I feel like, actually, both sides of Haven, he was spectacular, but being able to entry in the previous 2 maps that we've seen, Safe looks excellent. He does it here. He delivers them 2 really crucial kills that open the doorway for Team Liquid. And EDG couldn't particularly respond. You've got to imagine that EDG are going to be picking up the operator pretty heavily onto Kankan on defense. Smoggy's going to be the one rotating around. Kankan thought about picking up a Sheriff in this round, but he goes for the Shorty instead. Just keep an eye on that guy's economy, because it's going to indicate when things might start to get slightly more difficult for Liquid. This round should be a little bit of a gimme.
EDG just trying to spot out as well where the hit might land. See if they can over-rotate. Stop it in its tracks. They are currently stacked up over towards C.
A little tap of the spike there from Redgar, seeing if there was a trap play ready to pop. It's very common that teams run those.
Cover going out.
I'm talking about this round being a bit of a gimme. Obviously, it may not be. We've seen EDG come out with some ridiculous stuff. I think a lot of the EMEA fans may have been considering this game to be a bit of a gimme as well, and it has been anything but. I mean, since about, you know, that second half of Split, tendrils of doubt, perhaps.
Oh yeah, for
Grabbing
sure.
hold.
I mean, like I said, a lot of the common narratives swirling around Liquid that they still have something to prove, which is bizarre, considering they're the #1 seed coming out of EMEA.
But I think I would agree with it too. It's not like they were the dominant team throughout the regular season. And I'm still not sure what to think about them watching this game.
Yeah.
I'm loving some of the stuff that they do, but we've seen some weird moments too. We may not have our answer even at the end of this match. But they're dealing with the threats here.
Like you said, should be a clean one. Easy win. Smoggy, he's too low here. He'd love to go down to the spike, but yeah, not get, he's given a kill. I mean, he takes out Soulcast.
He'll take that one.
Interesting. All right, 7-7, evened up, and as we said, the map does trend attack-sided. Team Liquid with this double controller comp as well. The trouble for EDG, what they're going to be running into, is if they do try and get, you know, an op online on the defensive side, if they want to try and lean into that for Kang, the double controller they've got is very good at trying to deal with that. I mean, you cut off the angles in many, many ways.
And also, Soulcast is going to be using his Haunt into positions that are very high up and far away from the normal crosshair placement of an operator player. So unless you're having somebody break those Haunts for you constantly, it's going to be tough. Same kind of flow to this round. And we get Howdong posted up on top of Rubble. This causes Team Liquid to more actively go and take some mound control, a little quicker with their map control than we saw from EDG.
Here.
But a similar threat to deal with if they go back into A.
Just a reclearance into mid as well. I think there might be some danger for Yampy while this hit also starts to come through, because yeah, Dog chasing away. Smoggy clean to set himself up. The satchel. No easy fight, no clean fight for Yampy.
That's an excellent entry, and that's how you want to be taking fights sometimes on the Rays. And now it looks like they're heading back into Haodong.
Here we go.
I thought they'd just end up committing C there. The Prowlers are so good at getting rid of trips.
There is a Haunt.
That's a lineup for Rubble.
Yeah, lineup will land. They also have a Haunt that's quite nice to clear a lot of this. The Prowler drops down, so they're going to start to make it feel like there's a lot of presence towards
What a call by Redgar.
Yeah.
The fake re-clear of Haodong sets them back up to pop into C. Now, it's not like they were trying to get rid of Nanoswarms. Killjoy's not on the other side there. They don't have to worry about snake bites. In theory, C should be easy unless there's a stack, and Redgar's calling completely mitigates it. Beautiful round from Redgar, and potentially safe on one of the others that tends to call those mid-rounds.
Maneuvered that so nicely. Coverage is there as well into the smokes. Nobody's just staring at a boombot, trying to deal with it as the smoke fades away.
That is beautiful.
It's all come together. And this is a bonus round for Liquid. More than happy with it.
We may well look back at this match, in fact, and think of this as being the round that turned it for Liquid. Because this is going to rip the economy so heavily in Team Liquid's favor and set themselves up from being down 5-7 at the half to being the team in control. Well in control.
Yeah. Really nice call with a macro play this round, but see if Smoggy can get out with the rifle. Safe is holding and watching. Not a chance. In fact, Redgar is going to be able to find himself an upgrade. So the lead is gained here for Team Liquid. Just by one, but
Normally when you see these Cypher comps played, I say normally, in the very rare instances where you see these Cypher comps played on Lotus, I'm thinking back to the HyperX VODs that I've watched of them playing in Pacific, they use very nerdy kill trip setups where there isn't too much on the other teams usually to deal with it. The way that Team Liquid, the way that Fnatic, the way that the top teams in EMEA tend to play this is with the Prowlers. And the Prowlers are so good at clearing those trips.
yeah.
So that's going to put a huge amount of pressure on Shishu going up in a match against his hero Nats to have any level of impact on this defense side.
This arena is really starting to feel like a bit of a pressure cooker. Every map, teams are being pushed. Here, map 3, just Cider, admittedly not an elimination game, you know. We're out of that territory for now. You get a bit of a breather, a bit of a break as we head into that top 8, but really the competition just gets hotter and hotter. The teams better and better. EDG forced to now make some adjustments and adaptations. One of the things that, you know, you were talking about the Cypher trips and the kill trips, they get cleared by the Prowlers, Josh. You see teams do is they just run it a bit further back. You know, the common pathing of where a Prowler might land, they just, you know, use it essentially for kill trips when teams try to scale into the second level of a site or wherever else. So
You look at what Chichu's got working with. He's got both of those trips and both of those cages, but he's not going to want to invest them this round because it's just a full eco. That's the value of Team Liquid's attack side calling in that prior.
a lot of disrespect.
Here.
Look how good the snake bites and the Viper utility are, though, on this map.
What is he playing at here? The orb's down, and it's what?
He's got him!
He did get Nats.
He's got Nats!
Brought him down. Yampy was supposed to be holding that smoke in case that ended up happening, so... 4. All it takes is a few more openings, and suddenly we're looking at a different turn of events. Jump spot on either side. Camera up top as well. This will see any contact plays.
I have the spike. They've got a Season 8 duo. They would usually have snake bites. It is difficult to hard anchor this.
Oh yeah, that nade is fantastic. Bounce against the wall just in case Chichu was playing there. Nobody pushing through the smoke, trying to make something of it. He's removed. But yeah, that's an amazing nade. They can hear either the cam or had some indicator of it.
I don't know how EDG are going to hold on to C. Just in theory, this composition looks so weak at being able to handle that area. They've got cam for contact, but unless they stack players over there, they're going to need info very early on in order to do that effectively. There's no snake bites, no nanoswarms, no way that teams are normally going to use to keep people out. Perhaps putting an operator over on that line is going to be helpful. Seems like a good solve.
Yeah, it could be.
But again, if you're going to op down towards C, you need to be able to break Soulcast's haunt, and he's got 3 or 4 different positions that you can throw it. A couple that stick into walls that are really annoying. One on top of the box.
Let's start this party.
Here we go now. Potentially a play. Forwards towards the choke point. You're seeing a paranoia. That's going to be sent flying. That's intended to actually catch a player who was satcheling. It does, onto safe. So he was blinded up. Doesn't know where these players are currently operating at. Nanoswarm at the back. Smoggy's disrespecting it, but a reset here. Nobody with the aim. Smoke drops right in time for safe to take the clean fight.
Meanwhile, Redgar up into spawn. I mean, Redgar's in one spawn, Kangkang's in the other. Chaos, anarchy in the round.
Insane, and it's watchful by Soulcast, of course. Kangkang goes for it. The jump spot around safe shuts him down.
You're asking Safe to step up. Look at what he's delivered for them so far in this half. Exactly when his team needs it. He's just muscling his way through.
Chichu, the pressure, the responsibility on his shoulders because he wants to go for this. He really does.
There he is again.
He ends up falling, though. Not carrying the Odin into the next. That's 10-7 for Team Liquid. And it feels like, again, Josh, that turning point. You know, we were talking about it all the way back when. One round that they ended up winning off that macro call on the bonus. The economy is flourishing for Liquid. They have all the momentum behind them now. It's a team that's really playing indicative, I think, of the seeding that they've come into here. EMEA's first.
Yeah, this attack side, you're really seeing why Team Liquid are trophy lifters. Last time they won a trophy in EMEA, it was a different roster, but Yampi and Soulcast were both still there. They ended up placing 4th in a tournament. They've done it before as well when they've won LCQ and placed deep into tournaments.
Yeah. Forgetting about most recently.
Pardon?
EMEA as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But we've yet to see where they're going to place in terms of that global follow-up.
The international performance.
And that's what's eluded Liquid, to be honest. At this roster, something feels a little different with Safe at the helm.
The extra firepower. Everybody else is firing as well. This team is dangerous, you know.
And that might seem a bit strange to talk about extra firepower when it was Scream at the helm at the previous one. He's an incredible aimer, but Safe's just so intelligent with his way of thinking about the game. Yeah. What's Redgar up to there?
I think he suspects that there's a cam on the wall, right? So he's just trying to spam it out.
A sensible position for the cam, for sure.
Yeah, I suppose. Pushing forward, it's a bit of a bait and switch. I think Redgar was calling, like trying to fake that C pressure. Can't TP in time. Here's the rocket, Safe right in their face. One to respond, one in kind. Smoggy takes himself out. Not before bringing down Soulcast, but the 2v3s is really winnable. 3-2-1 double phase. Still, Nas is just disrespecting them. He had the dart in the entire time. He wanted to try and take a clean fight, but they handed over a gun. Flash through, doesn't connect, spam down. Redgar, he claims it.
Safe there again once more, making sure that none of these rounds slip through the cracks. Team Liquid are now 2 rounds away from being able to advance, play against Evil Geniuses, and knock EDG down a peg. Not a single defensive round has been won here by the double duelist composition. They just can't figure out a way of being able to deal with the slow, methodical map control. It's constant pressure coming out from Team Liquid. This is what their composition thrives on. We're going to see an op head-to-head in this round as we tick things down.
It's for Liquid to be placed on that 12th round.
Nats has gone through. Love the timing from Nats.
Movement is lovely, but these walls, surely they're going to be falling. Onto the angle. What is going on in mid while this has happened? These walls, surely they're going to be falling. Onto the angle. What is going on in mid while this has happened? Lovely timing from Nats. Movement, pushing them all the way through. Safe wants to take a fight with it, though. Gets his kill. B-site completely cleaned out. It just feels inevitable.
Oh, no.
It just feels inevitable. Kangkang. The timing was there for him to potentially get a kill, but everybody has to play out of it. Now trying to, again, flip back into this. Okay, nobody. Smoke at least a flash at his feet. Nanoswarm's there, though. Enough to delay. Surely, time is not there for him. 42. Health on board. Tap onto the defuse as well, realizes it. Couldn't play it, and he's even going to go down to the spike, yep. This is sheer domination on this half for Liquid. Complete control, Josh.
This is what you're looking for. If you've got Liquid up at the top, if you saw what they did in EMEA and were thinking, we need them to replicate that at a global event, this is their time. These are the moments, these are the halves that you're looking for them to be able to reproduce. It's just been excellent stuff. None of the fumbles, none of the wiggles that we saw from them earlier on in this match. All of the consistency. Safe has gone from being bottom of the scoreboard at the halftime to being right back up at the top. 20 kills in 20 rounds.
One more step is all they need to get over that finish line. Lock up this match all the way through. Already into B. Red Guy is standing in a nano swarm. Nats has fallen relatively early. Red Guy, though, swinging forwards, taking a fight and spam through the box. It's that reclaimant of the B main control. Fighting here from nobody. He loses it.
Safe can't lose. Every fight he's taking.
He is popping off. Sokas looking to try and catch that. Oh, Kang saw him. He saw him, but still took his sight line off of him for a moment. Still, Satchel through. The spike's been planted. There's a showstopper potential in play. Safe's got it, now letting it loose. Rocket firing past, not sure where that one landed. A bit of a reload as well, and reposition. EDG, they got the player advantage, but Safe is still alive. Smoggy lands a shot. And finally a round on the board. On the defensive side here for EDG, just in time.
The first one that they've been able to put together in this entire half. And really, it comes off the back of fighting. EDG's composition isn't good enough to just sit there slowly and absorb aggression. So they chose to push through the rotating door, C to B, fight it, force reactions out from Liquid, and see if they can basically thrive in the chaos. How much longer can they keep that up for? Can they find those timings again? They need 4 in a row after only getting 1 so far.
Let's see what they're capable of. Satchel across to the horn. Clears out A main almost instantly. Kang was holding a slide off angle, hoping that maybe he could catch somebody lurking, but give it up.
Here.
Smokes are propped up for now. Team Liquid just happy to take this A main control. What do you think? Redgar pushed up deep into B main. He's going to be able to hit his Trailblazer.
Here.
Not willing to slow it. Just a tad. The overall pace and expectations of this round. Okay. Jump spot. Redgar did call that it could have been pushed through onto C. Nobody's deep Trailblazer. Here's a horn. Pretty far back, actually. Should be clearing a lot of that, so.
Nats is in such a deep position. I wonder if he's got a pit prepped. Has Nats got some kind of Viper pit lineup that spills out into B here?
EDG are just left reeling here. They have a really difficult grasp of what's going on. Doors opened up. Kang, time to step up, son. Maybe do something about it! Right through the wall, claims a second. Here's the knives, here's the dash. And now it's Liquid. Gonna run their way into B, get that plan down, but guess what? Kang is not messing around, he's feeling it. Fight taken, nobody's still there, scrambling with 12 seconds in the round. Redgar. Flash doesn't connect here, 10 seconds remaining. Spike out in the open, dropped into the pit. The Colosseum. With Redgar as a gladiator, but not enough time to get the plant down. It's a lost round immediately. EDG. They get another one. It took everything out of Kang.
And 5 opportunities slipped down to 3 for Team Liquid to close this out.
30 seconds.
Their match points. Not in a desperate situation just yet. But what felt absolutely inevitable is now being contested just a tad. The economy's still in a good spot for Team Liquid, but they're going to take a tactical timeout. Deep breaths. Bit of barking. See if you can get the energy back up and close this thing out. EDG have clearly made an adjustment here, and it seems to be to try and find the timings mid to late in the half.
It's a bit more loose, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the door opens up, somebody takes a pee. Kang in that instance as well, getting his 2, but
I feel like those loose plays, though, how are they going to win every time?
Yeah, is it going to be consistent? That's the question, because I mean, you're going to have to pull out multiple rounds like that to try and knock at the door of Liquid. You might be getting ahead of yourselves there, to be honest.
Getting very ahead of yourself.
Yeah. Job's not done, job's not finished, because it's Liquid still with just one more step to take. And they've locked up this series. That's what the timeout's for now. Yeah, but it doesn't really feel like a big, you know, macro overhaul with EDG with the way they're playing. It just feels like a lot more individual focus, fights to be taken all over the place.
That's what they're going to have to rely on. At some point here, too, this pit is going to go down from Nats, and it's going to make things extremely difficult for EDG. And if you've seen some chaos and anarchy in the map so far, just wait until no one can see each other.
Flash is bad, actually gets caught into the corner there. Really not able to dead it. Here's a re-clearance. Paranoia, satchel up, top and across. They really are keen to take these fights, you can feel it.
I'm amazed that nobody only took a fraction of damage there.
Just the exchange of utility. Doesn't have any flashes available in his back pocket. Fully grouped up from Liquid. Jump spotting from on top of the boxes. And they are just waiting it out. It looks like they have a bit of a util combo. Sokas has his C's. Going to be opting to use it. No, just brute force, barreling through with the weapons. Large advantage for them.
But they know that almost everybody is here. I mean, the snake bite even getting used tells them that Nats isn't lurking up on A, and it's going to allow Kang to move forwards. I like that EDG are clearly communicating things effectively. But it does put things down, potentially into Kang's hands.
Yeah, maybe. Bit of presence into C, jump spot.
Good awareness.
Kang's going to be noted. Backs himself away, doesn't want to give away his life, but yeah, it's going to be
30 seconds.
They're trying the same thing as they did on the bonus. Putting that fake re-clear over towards Rubble, pivoting to C. They're hoping that Chishu and nobody have left. They're here.
Yeah, here we go. Sending it flying. Ult's committed into the cage. Nobody has to hold down the line, and so does Chichu. Beams down 2, the turret doing damage. Yami's still alive and kicking Haodong. Lays it down with a level of spray. With the Phantom, that's enough to just put a stop to this entirely. Team Liquid potentially overcooking it. 12 to 10. EDG clawing their way potentially to OT.
Rather than saying Team Liquid cooked it, I think you've got to give credit to EDG in that situation, because the same kind of macro pathing worked incredibly well for Redgar in round 15. And then here, the adjustment from EDG is to not believe the pressure coming towards Kang and just hold your ground on C still.
Yeah.
Don't over-rotate. You know what Team Liquid are capable of. I mean, God, you lost 7 rounds to it.
2 more chances. 2 more chances. Liquid, obviously, the string of rounds that they ended up to win, they do have the money to get the buy together at this point.
Shishu used his cam in C. Redguard's sticking around in this area, probably thinking about the fact that they're going to have to break it in order to win the macro game. Look at the information that Cam is getting them. Everybody on EDG leaning over towards A and B. Literally not a soul on C.
Typical util being used by Team Liquid. There's a snake bite overhead. You know that A main's clear. Next level to it. Maybe going in a different direction. Seekers are online though, so EDG going to be using those. A couple getting caught at the little door.
And breaking it, in fact.
Break it, yeah.
This one, a slow round, but one in which the cam has just stayed up the entire time.
My camera is destroyed.
Now the cam gets broken, and with that being at 40 seconds, it's gonna draw people away.
30
All
seconds
picked up though.
left.
Yampi's got a lockdown. How do they want to play this one? Door was broken prior from the Seekers. Here's a Paranoia.
No Odin.
Yeah, no Odin spam. Still in the tree! Watch for, and here's the collapse, EDG. Kang's still alive, into the back. Viper's Pit finally dropped here. And where's going to be the convergence? 14 seconds left. The plant needs to be stuck, but every angle needs to be watched for. The plant is denied. Nats is there, bit of spam and spray and pray over the top with the shorties. Missed him though. Oh my goodness, and time has run far too short. We'd have to take Soulcast to kill all 3, and it can't be done. What was 5 attempts, 5 chances to close out this series has now just come down to 1.
And now I think they're overcooking it, Bren. I mean, that round, they knew the cam was there on C the entire time. And then they break it and decide to hit into A. To some degree, I like the idea, but they just didn't have enough control over towards the A side of the map. They picked up the orb for lockdown way too late because they were planning to use it for post-plant, presumably.
Nice!
Heavy breath.
Yeah, you gotta catch your breath.
I mean, they can feel it. The string of rounds that both of these teams have put together in the second half is unbelievable. 7 in a row, then 4 in a row to come back. And we're going into the last round of regulation one way or another.
Final timeout for Liquid.
Now, Bren, remind me, have Edward Gaming played any overtimes at this event? Have they played any overtimes at any global events before? Because I can't remember.
They're certainly going to be well versed in it if it does end up going to OT. No strangers to that level of play when it gets to that point. Not at all.
And whereas I felt like Safe was absolutely dominating from rounds 13 to 19 as, you know, Team Liquid came online coming out of the pistol round, he's quietened down. We haven't seen that same explosive performance because I feel like Liquid are really trying to run fakes and push and pull rather than just setting Safe up to frag. And that's opened the door for Kankan and Smoggy, you know, other people on EDG to have big performances because they're not just getting a race thrown into their face. It would be a gutsy call.
Okay. Showstopper off the rip with the paranoia to clear all the way through here.
Talk about gutsy call.
I mean, Smoggy is just going for this one. It's a tight squeeze as well, straight through the middle of B. The rocket went flying. Kills waiting to be found, Kang. Of course he takes the fight.
That's the spike.
Corner all the way back. That is the spike. There needs to be reinforcements, and here it is. Redgar trying to take advantage of the chaos. He pushed up all the way into C and pays for it with his life. Kanga's still there. The dash, disengage once more. Tap of the rifle. Sees, connects. It's down and still lays claim to it. It's a one-on-one.
And they know that Chishu was over towards C. He was the player that killed Redgar. Soulcast, he's concerned slightly that somebody could be stairs, but he's going to meet the trip.
Trip's there.
Doesn't slow him down enough. Soulcast will still have an opportunity to reposition in this 1v1. The pressure on both of these players is insane.
Both low enough. What's it going to come down to? The position is chosen. Soulcast. His claim to the back of pit. Chichu making sure to clear most of this one. He has a bit of time. He knew it was going to be for the A plant.
Shishu has been so clutch at global events, whereas Soulcast, he's had his moments that have been absolute nightmares. This would be such redemption.
To gamble, but time needs to be played here. You're running out of it, Chichu. You're really rapidly running out of it. He doesn't know where it's played for. He was hoping for a chance, an opportunity. Swinging wide, and Soulcast shuts it down. It's 13 to 11 in the final moments here of this series. Team Liquid, they shut down the scrappy upstarts of Edward Gaming.
An absolute relief on all of the faces there of the Team Liquid players. Redgar going over and showing exactly what it means as Soulcast picks it up. Hugs all round for their player that wins the 1v1 and saves them from having to go into overtime. Because EDG had started to figure something out towards the end of Lotus there. Oh, yeah. A narrow escape, frankly, for the #1 seed from EMEA. But also, we got to see some amazing stuff from them. Some spectacular rounds, fantastic game plans, enormous moments, monster plays from Safe in particular, and yet also a bit of spaghetti.
It was a little bit all over the place at times.
I still don't know what to think about this Liquid team, but I'm going to enjoy them playing against Evil Geniuses so much. Both of the teams from Americas and EMEA that have recently taken the scalp of the kind of big dogs in the region. The teams that made finals of Lock-In.
See how they clash as well a little bit later on, but full congratulations here for Team Liquid. They were pushed, don't get me wrong, listen, a lot of close maps here.
and EDG will still have their chances in the tournament. They already made it out of groups. They accomplished their goal, made playoffs, upper bracket, gives them another life. Kankan did everything he could, by the way. 30 kills, 350 ACS in this map, 12 first bloods.
12 first bloods is absolutely insane.
He had as many first bloods as everybody else combined.
Yeah, okay. When you phrase it like that, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
That ain't bad. And I'm not just talking about on his team, I'm talking about everyone else in the server combined.
Really was taken over at times, yeah.
But I think that shows you what Liquid are capable of. They're a team that even if one person goes crazy against them, they've actually got the team play and the game plan to be able to still work around it. And this one was very close. We could have easily have been saying the opposite, that Kankan carried his team to a victory, etc. But at the end of the day, it's fine margins that make the difference.
Absolutely. What a tournament we've had so far as well. The playoffs no different, man. Masters Tokyo has been living up to the hype. Competition almost even across the board. You never really know what's going to be happening on a moment's notice. Still plenty more, of course, as well to come. But the matches are still early days. They're not even in the elimination portion yet of the playoffs.
Oh. And both of these teams have more to give.
Yeah. We'll be seeing them, of course, a little bit deeper. Highlights really just showcasing what's on display here between these two teams. That's going to do it for the series of the day. Go to a short break on the other side of things, of course, send it down to the desk to close us out for the day. Don't go anywhere.
A nail biter of a series that literally went down to a 50-50 on both sides. And, well, the odds were just slightly in the favor of Solkas there at the end. What an incredible game that was. And I gotta say, just credit to EDG for bringing it back and making it competitive, Doug. That was mind-blowing.
Even the play call at the end in the very last round to send 4, 2 through mid and 2 through A main to fight an attacker spawn, man. Like, forget, yeah, you lost, but they went out the EDG way, and I respect that so much.
Yeah. They're not out, yeah.
Oh, they're not out.
We're talking about the Cinderella story being the surprise of the tournament, and if that has to happen, it has to be through the lower bracket because we love the lower bracket runs.
That's true. It is more interesting.
Yeah.
I think, you know, EDG just, no, let's not take anything away from Team Liquid real fast because, honestly, top to bottom, all of those players put up numbers. They popped off. Actually, Safe is one of the guys that we definitely want to highlight because he just had a great game. He had a good series across the board. But I think it's also just important to note here, Kukuka, that really what it boiled down to was just Liquid going back to the fundamentals of what worked because they realized that EDG were just going to full send against them numerous rounds in a row.
Honestly, respect to Safe. I saw him buying the shorty multiple occasions, and actually he died trying to get those kills, so he has my respect. But I think that the conversation has to be around all the top-tier Jets duelist. The Chamber at the time that he was, you know, the main duelist. He wants to be in that conversation. We have had the Yays, the Durkas, the Cenas. He wants to be up there. He needs to start building it now in Liquid.
Yeah.
And having this debut at Masters, I think you cannot ask for anything better.
That's very true. It was a great way to start things off.
I mean, it was exceptional. The second half, and honestly, we said this a few times, now that I think about it throughout the series, we said a few times, the guy just took over. Yeah. And he took over in the second half on Lotus, and yeah, when you're winning, what was that, 8 rounds in a row? Yeah, your numbers, 7, 8 rounds?
Maybe.
Your numbers are going to look good, and boy, did his look good.
Yeah, they really did. Even though, you know, even as wild was just the fact that we're talking a lot about Safe, but like this easily could have just been us just going nuts about Concon as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just such a series. We'll talk more about that in a moment here, but for now, we actually have Yinsu standing by for our Verizon post-match interview. Who you got over there? Oh, hey, look at that, Snaps.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. I cannot believe that I'm standing with Nats at a Master event again on the stage. It's been such a long time, Nats. The last time you played at Masters, we didn't even have a crowd. So talk to me how it feels to be back and to play in front of this Japanese crowd.
I mean, the last time when I was on Masters, it was 2021, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm playing in front of 2,000 people. It's incredible. Like, the funny thing that how it was before for me, you're watching to the monitor, you're watching over the monitor, you only see the faces of the opponents. Now you see all of that arena. It's incredible when you watch to all of the people, and all of that people came to support us, to support the opponent's team. It's a very good feeling.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are here to support you as well. And again, the last time you were here, you didn't get to play against a team like EDG. I don't think you've ever really played against a team like EDG before. When we were talking before this interview, you were telling me, oh, Concon, you know, that guy's kind of good. So talk me through what it was like to play against him today.
I mean, what's the biggest difference between him and the other duelist people? That, for example, in the attack side, he's the only person who is contact everything with the AWP, and I'm not gonna say that I was scared, but it was the first player that I was even thinking to how to play against. Like, I was playing against a lot of very, very good people. Maybe it's because I'm playing in my region and I know most of them, but he was the first one who I was like, okay, I have to create a plan against him. He is a very, very good player.
Well,
and the rest of the team is like, they deserve to be here. They deserve to participate in the playoffs. I mean, they did a great job, and they keep going, and they keep gonna show something incredible in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I think your plan definitely worked. You guys managed to win. I also gotta say, Nads, Killjoy, EMEA, we saw it, grand finals, you brought it out. I didn't think that you were gonna carry on doing this here at Masters. So what's going on? You know, are you a Killjoy main now?
I mean, I like Killjoy. To be honest, if they want me to, if everyone wants to see me on Killjoy on every map, I can play Killjoy every map. It all depends from Redgar and Emil now. Oh. I'm having fun of playing Killjoy.
I mean, it's pretty fun to watch you. So I'm very, very quickly, your next opponent, EG, another team that's kind of on a Cinderella story. Are you guys going to be the Dream Crushers? You know, what do you think of EG?
I mean, to feels like AG in prime right now, but we're gonna keep doing the same things as we always do. We're gonna hard prepare for that opponents. We're gonna do everything what we can. We're gonna put all of our energy to that match, as we always do. So for us, it's nothing gonna change, and we'll see what's gonna happen on the stage.
Well, it's going to be a crazy game for sure. Thank you very much, Nats, for joining me. Of course, we're going to see you again as you head up against EG. I'm going to throw this back to Golden Boy and the desk to close out the show.
Thank you so much for that, Yinsu, and always a pleasure to hear from Nats. And a lot of respect given to EDG, and I kind of think you have to, Kakuka.
Yes.
After they pushed you to the near brink, and even at the final moments of the game, showed absolutely zero fear.
And now it's a bunch of teams that can back up for that. Yeah, we know what it is to be on the server against them. Happy to hear Nats talking about the Killjoy. We saw Yampi there, and we saw how much he was struggling against Kankan time and time again. Maybe that's a change that they want to do, but going back to EDG, they're playing loud next, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're going from the champion of EMEA to the champion of...
Yeah, but you know what? I kind of like EDG, man. Like, I feel like they just play with not a care in the world.
I just know the matchup is going to be insane. We're talking about Kankang versus Aspas on the international stage. It doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, man, my body is ready. I just want to just lay there and then just let it happen to me. You know, that's all I want. Just let it happen to me. That being said, something that we did see happen to all of us was our HyperX reflex moment of the day. That's a transition. As we go to EG all the way back, because look at this boy jog. Look at this boy jog right here. Look at this. Look at this.
I was in makeup and I had to
when
stop
this happened,
doing it.
when this happened, I thought, look, check it out, right? He backs away and he goes, sponsorship, boom, nailed it, right? Like, that was it.
He was doing it for the people, man.
HyperX.
He's got to get the content.
Jogamo did that specifically for HyperX.
It was actually so funny to see.
Oh, no. Oh, the reaction on both sides.
Oh yeah, on both. He's like puts his hands in his face. You see, I believe it was Les who sits next to him and just goes, "You learned? Did you learn? Did you get it?"
Be like that sometimes.
It do be that way sometimes.
It really do be like that. All right, well, this is I haven't really gotten a chance to close out the show, so this is exciting. I want to check out the bracket and where we are right now on the show, because you're right. We talked about the games earlier, Kukuka, and what's going to end up happening. You see it there at the bottom. EDG takes on Loud, but this sets up Team Liquid versus Evil Geniuses. And then, of course, we have some great matches along the horizon. Fnatic versus NRG. Words elude me. But what doesn't elude me is that X is going to give it to you, baby. HyperX taking on DRX. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. People probably hated me for that, though.
Bro, we've had 2 DRX references on the, DMX references on the desk. Forget it. We're alphabeting our way out of this. We've got to get out of here. But just very quickly, Fnatic and RG. The fact that we've been playing this game as long as we have, for as prolific as both of them are, and for us never to have had that before.
Mini versus Chet, Boaster versus Finesse. I am so happy that it's finally happening.
Yeah, that matchup is going to be stupendous. And we genuinely had some phenomenal games today. You know, I think when you look back at it, you're going to see like, oh, man, what happens to Loud here? What's going to happen with EDG? The good news is you don't have to wait that long, baby, because those games are going to be coming very soon. That and so much more here in Tokyo. It has been an absolute blast. We thank you so much for watching today. I want to thank Doug as well as Kakuka, the entire talent team, production and back for killing it as always. And we'll see you guys next time right here, same time, same place for more Masters Tokyo. See you soon.
A familiar matchup to kickstart the playoff stage. The stakes are so much higher. EG, they made it here in immaculate form, but in the past, it was always Loud that stopped them.
Loud starting to get dangerous here. Demon 1, shot and a half. This guy is monstrous. Les trying to buy some time. He's got 2 by his side as well. This is very nice. Beautiful from Loud. Nice. Stunning shutdown of that. Punishing 2. Kawanzine there, but Demon 1 closing the gap though. You got to respect this man. A danger! Oh my God! A danger run through. Demon 1 is in the server. Beautiful from EG, holding on to this Cinderella run now.
Where did Jorgamo get that Sheriff kill from?
Heating up now, Saka, Jorgamo in the 1v1. Jorgamo's got him. EG up to 5. Yeah, they're peeling away. They're falling off from this. Can they catch the cross? Great shot from Kawanzine. Oh, incredible from Kawanzine.
What is that?
applying that attention's coming through from short. Ethan needs to go big, and he does! Ethan! Oh, what a time for him to be doing this!
Come on, that's fine for trade.
Needs more. Oh, Chocobo! The dream continues here in Tokyo. EG shatter loud. That's not just a win, Mike. They devastated them.
EDG idolizes Team Liquid, but sometimes those idols need to fall. And for Team Liquid, they need to hold true, because if they don't, well, they will prove the doubters wrong. EDG versus Team Liquid. This matchup has all the makings to be a banger.
Doesn't actually det it though, just forces a couple of these lines and the angles here. Solcast with the rifle, resetting Chichudo, cleaned up and traded. Half onto the defuse, that's already in, but he's on 20 health, will fall. Half onto it, over the top with the shorty. Works his way into the back of the side. He sees the barrel, doesn't land the shot though. Map 1. Team Liquid lock it up, 13-9.
No cheesecake. No steak, no cheesecake.
He's making a go of it. I appreciate it. Both cages used for the reposition. Oh, Kang is not letting him escape. Redgar, he just wants to take the fight up. No util. Smoggy has just ripped 3 of them out. Damage done, safe with the movement. There's a heal online. Smoggy, just ridiculous. Putting on an absolute show. Shut down EDG, they find their footing on map number 2. Satchel trying to take a good fight through the smoke now. This one's going to be fading. Satchel, double face, Howdong's there. Reactions, that is EDG. Feeling empowered, feeling fired up. Whoa, okay.
He's completely alone here, just taking duels.
It's an aim lance routine. Give him the ace, why not? It was a half-fire round, and there you go. Okay, stand up, take a bow. Applaud yourself. By Soulcast, of course. Kanga goes for it. The jump spot around safe shuts him down.
Safe there again, once more, making sure that none of these rounds slip through the cracks.
It's 13-11. In the final moments here of this series, Team Liquid, they shut down the scrappy upstarts of Edward Gaming.
Let's go, boys! Let's go!
What's up?
Let's go!
Your flesh.
Let's go.
Let's go! Let's go!